Hey guys, and welcome to hopefully what will be another just short video here today. So I'm pretty sure many of you all know that there were some huge updates today, and some of those affecting PvP, which is pretty cool. I woke up this morning pretty shocked. I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect them. So for those of you who don't know, they nerfed Void from having I believe 20% damage boost to a 10% damage increase, which is obviously like half as effective. However, a lot of people are like freaking out. People are saying, rip my rigger account that I just spent, 500 mil making 2 months, blah, 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 blah. And I actually got Void on my rigger account just last night, for those of you who do know that I'm making one. So I did not actually get to chin with Void before this update, which is a bit unfortunate. So I'll probably end up spending more on chins right now when I go for 99 range. But it's not as big of a deal as everyone is making it out to be. And I think it was a good update. So yes, I am making a new rigger account, but I honestly was totally in favor of this update. So for starters, like rigger plus ballista at the moment with Void now went from a max of having what I believe to be was 81. Now max is 73, which is obviously that's like 8 maxes lower, or it might be 7. It might have been 80, but I'm pretty sure you could hit 81. So a 73 is for sure my account is going to be 96 combat with 99 range and rigger, so I'll be able to hit 73 at 96 combat, which is still insanely powerful. Hitting a 73 is the same as an AGS. I'm pretty sure AGS Zerkers max about a 73 as well, which I think is much more balanced. It's extremely powerful. I'll also be much higher prayer, much higher defense. Obviously, it's ranged, and I think that it's definitely still going to be viable. I don't think that rigger tanks or rigger accounts at all are ruined. But for sure, they're definitely not going to be as broken as they were before, which were obviously no fun to fight against if you ever did fight against them. And then you've also got the Debo, which still maxes 48-48. And if you haven't seen, I did upload a video on how common 48-48 is because of the way that the Dark Bow works and its cap. But now it will still have a max of 48, and it'll just be less common. If you want to watch that video, you can kind of see how it was before. But basically now, I think the Debo probably maxes 48 or 49, so you can hit 48-48, and you can also hit what would have been a 49-49, and then it would round down to a 48-48. So it might still be a little more common than usual, but it's also just kind of more balanced. I think that Darkbow wasn't too broken with Rigger and Void. I think Ballista was definitely more of the problem, but I do think this will be nicer, especially for when you're fighting accounts that are 80 combat. I know that some people have made 81 combat Voiders that wear Anguish, and they're 91 range, and they could hit 48-48, which was pretty insane. But now that won't really be the case, I believe. Void plus Eagle Eye max is 46-46 now, which is not so bad, especially when people can do that at 84 combat or whatever. So I think that overall, these changes have definitely made the Void and range much more balanced. I don't think that at all that it's ruined it, because I think using Void and range is still going to be extremely viable. I think there's definitely going to be a panic right away, but I'm pretty sure this combat style is just going to totally still be viable. And I know for a fact that I'm going to continue using it myself. I did hopefully probably put some clips in the background of me PKing with just some D-Hide and Ballista and some stuff earlier. And it's really not that hard to get kills, and I wasn't even using Void, which still has a 10% increase. Wasn't using Anguish, and I do not have Rigger. So I was just on my Zerker, and yeah, I still think that it's going to totally be viable. So if you all didn't know, they also updated dropping items, so I don't believe you can drop items in PvP now without them showing up for everyone. So right when you drop the item, it will just appear for everyone, so you can't drop it in a wrist fight to say, drop your AGS and then run back for it, which is definitely a good update for wrist fighting. And I think deep wilderness, it'll definitely be beneficial, although I've seen some funny ways people are working around that on Twitter and stuff like that. But overall, I do think that was a nice little update. I don't think I'm really going to talk about any of the other stuff, because I don't really have too strong opinions on them. Although the Serpentine Helm I do think was probably a good change, because I think the Serpentine Helm was crazy powerful. But I know a lot of people do not agree with me on that. So yeah, let me know what you all think of all these updates down below, because I think they're really interesting, and they're going to bring up a lot of discussion, I know, on Twitter and Reddit and things like that. So feel free to comment down below, and I will definitely be willing to have a discussion with you all.